Anyway, it's going to be great. Oh, not stop video, pause. Start video. There we go. All right, I want to make a quick video about for week 2. And so during week 2, I'll be building up our Brightspace. So what I do is I put over my face-to-face class, and then I edit it for online. And so I want it to be 100% edited by like week 3. So it's not going to be week by week, but I am just focusing on the first couple of weeks, since again, we're planning a funeral and we're trying to do all this stuff, take care of my father-in-law and all this stuff. And so it's just trying to juggle a couple things. And so I have to be patient with me just a little bit, just the beginning here. So this is for week 2. On week 1, we during week 1, we talked about handwriting and why handwriting is so important. Handwriting, whenever you're writing your notes by hand, or if you are writing your memories by hand, you're doing so much more than just getting a memory onto a piece of paper, right? You're doing so much more than getting your memory onto a piece of paper. You are firing neurons in your brain that aren't used to being fired. It helps you to associate with what you're writing, and helps you to think more clearly. And that's kind of what we talked about last. That's what we talked about last week, which is still today, because that's why I'm making this video. So that's what we talked about last week. So this week I wanted to go into being specific, having specific memories, right? And so I wanted to talk to us about, I was trying to find a video and whatnot, and I really couldn't find one that I liked that talked about being specific. So I'm going to open up this memoir prompt, make sure I have it opened over here. I'm going to open up the memoir prompt. Oh, I have the rubric. I'm going to open up the memoir prompt, and then where's my online? Let me pause this real quick. That was my husband, of course. Let me pause this. I apologize. See, I can't even make a video without getting a phone call. That's how hectic this week has been. So I do sincerely apologize. So I wanted to make a video that looked at this prompt, that looked at these writing prompts, and I wanted to talk a little bit about memories and writing our memory down. And so I want to make just a quick video here. So let me load our online memoir prompt. There we go. And let's share this. And so share my screen here. Online memoir prompt. My vision is going. All right. So I have like 45 prompts, and these all came from this website. I really like these, and there's no reason to invent the wheel. So I'm just going to, let's see, what's the first school memory you can recall? Let's just go with the first one I saw. What's the first school memory you can recall? So let's say, okay, I'm going to write that one. I'm going to write about that one. Anyway, I can recall a lot of school memories. I don't know about my first, but let's just say I'm going to recall that. So the reason, I'll go ahead and stop sharing. So here's like 45, and we'll look at the rubric here in just a moment. But the reason why we have these specific questions, and what I want to talk about more specifically, is being specific in your journals. Good gravy, is being specific in your journals. And so I want to talk about being specific. So part of the rubric here, we'll go ahead and keep on sharing. Part of the rubric here is all of the stories detail a very short span of time, such as in days, or maybe even just one day. So if we have a prompt that asks us to recall our earliest childhood school memory, we don't want our entire kindergarten year. We don't want even just a month. We want a specific walking into school, or drinking from the water fountain, or something along those lines. The first encounter with the bully at school, right? How did that go? We're trying to grasp a time frame of less than a day, really, is what you want to shoot for these memoirs, for these stories, for these memories, right? And so that is about the length. So we want to have a full page, whatever that looks like for your story. If you need those specifics, let's shoot for at least 6 to 8 sentences, because in Comp 1, 6 to 8 sentences is a paragraph. In Comp 2, 8 to 12 sentences is a paragraph. So let's shoot for those Comp 1 restrictions of Comp One guidelines of 6 to 8 sentences. All right, I'm not going to count sentences, but I can tell looking at a page how long it is and how long it's not. So there's something else that I wanted to discuss about this, and it is called what was it? The where was that? The gift of voice, right? The gift of voice is what I wanted to talk a little bit about. And being specific, we give ourselves the gift of voice. And what that means is that we have these memories that happen with us and happen to us. But when we grasp how they happen to me specifically, that's why these are called memoirs. We don't always have to get the memory correct. Like, we don't have to go back and ask our best friend. We don't have to go back and ask whoever else was there, hey, how did this happen? The gift of voice gives you the power to tell me or to tell yourself, this is the way it happened. This is what I remember happening when the bully approached me. This is what I remember happening the first time that I encountered my teacher or something like that. It doesn't matter your teacher's perspective. It doesn't matter the bully's perspective. You give yourself a gift of voice when you take control of your story. So that's why we were writing memoirs. We are taking control of our stories. We're giving ourselves the gift of voice. And I got that from a YouTube video, and I'd like to give, I'd like to give her credit, but she was talking about, turning 40, and about how, she was talking about turning 40 and about how other people had always, when she was a child, had always, that other people in her life, there she is, that Laura Sicola, the gift of voice. You're welcome to, you're welcome to look at that. But again, she just talked about like turning 40 and about how someone else had already given her a voice, and about how she always felt like she was retelling other people's ideas and memories. And when she finally started writing them down, she had the gift of voice. And so that's what I'd like for you to look at here with these memoir writings, is the gift of voice. All right. So that's all that I wanted to go over. This week, I wanted us to choose some memoir writings. We're going to look at things like the conventions of a narration, the conventions of writing our memories, and that gift of voice. So this is just the introduction to week 2. And we're going to be looking at narrative. What is a narrative? The gift of voice, and being specific, right? Those are the 3 things that I want to talk about this week. Is what is narration? So we're going to start with the gift of voice with this one. We're giving ourselves the gift of voice. And what does that mean to you? And what does that mean to you? And how can we take control of our own voice? And then we'll get into what is narration here in a little bit, here as the week goes on. All right. So I hope this helped a little bit. Again, we just wanted to show you that we do have plenty to write about, but be very specific and don't worry about how everyone else saw your memory. This is your memory. So all that matters is that you take control of your memory.